Okay, marvelous. I think you can start now. Please, can you share your screen?
So we are just two in this Zoom meeting.
I couldn't say what you were saying.
I said the participants are just two. That's me and you.
No, they are joining. They are joining via YouTube.
Okay, 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 okay.
Yeah,
Good
please share
evening.
your screen so that.
Okay. Okay, good evening, everyone. Um, my name is Marvelous Babona, and I'm going to be your tutor for today's class, AutoCAD, 2D and 3D drafting and modeling. Okay, so um I believe most of you were not in class on Monday, or most of you network through you out of the class. So I would like to do a recap of what you learned on Monday. So like I said, this is AutoCAD, and AutoCAD is the basic software for all engineers, both designers and architects. So this is like the software. So even if you want to know other softwares, you should at least have a basic knowledge of AutoCAD. Okay, so now what is AutoCAD? AutoCAD is a commercial computer-aided design software. The commercial computer-aided design software application developed by Autodesk. I hope you all can see my screen. And
Yes,
I
I
hope
can see your
I'm
screen.
audible enough.
Yes, you're also audible.
Okay. So like I said, AutoCAD is a commercial computer-aided design software application developed by Autodesk that is used for 2D drafting and 3D modeling design. It enables professionals such as architects, engineers, and designers to create precise digital plan and drawings electronically for various projects, replacing the need for traditional paper-based drafting. The software allows for the creation of detailed 2D and 3D models with features like solid, surface, and mesh objects, and includes tools to automate tasks and improve productivity. So that's the definition of AutoCAD, and we I'm sure you've heard about it on Monday. And then also talked about AutoCAD is widely used across various industries. Now, who uses AutoCAD? Who uses AutoCAD? The architects use AutoCAD for creating blueprints, floor plans, elevations, and 3D building models. Engineers also use AutoCAD. We have the mechanical engineers, they also use AutoCAD. The civil engineers, they use AutoCAD. Electrical engineers, they also use AutoCAD for designing machine parts, infrastructures projects, road, bridges, and electrical systems. Interior designers also use AutoCAD for space planning and creating detailed interior layouts. Constructions for planning, visualization, and creating detailed documentation. So these are the key things you need to know. Architects use AutoCAD, so engineers use AutoCAD, like basically all engineers use AutoCAD. Interior designers also use AutoCAD. Now, we also talked about types of AutoCAD software. We have the AutoCAD architecture, we have the AutoCAD electrical, we have the AutoCAD Map 3D, we have the AutoCAD Mechanical, AutoCAD MEP, AutoCAD Plant 3D, and AutoCAD Raster Design, and so on and so forth. This is not all. Okay. Then we talked about careers. We talked about careers, like what can you do with AutoCAD? Careers as a CAD designer or an engineer. So as a CAD designer, what are the careers you can get? Now, we have the mechanical CAD designer, which focuses on designing mechanical components, machinery, and products, including casting for electronic devices. We also have careers like architectural CAD designers. We have careers like civil CAD technician, electrical CAD designers, piping/plant designers, and we have the BIM coordinator. So those are some of the careers as a CAD designer or engineer. Then we talked about AutoCAD interface. The AutoCAD interface, user interface, is designed for efficiency and automation, featuring several kits. Okay, so the AutoCAD interface, this is our AutoCAD interface, whereby we treated on some of the symbols and what their functions are. We said this letter A, colored in red, is the application toolbar, where you have what can be found in it is your new, your open, save as, import. You want to import your drawings, you want to export your drawings, you want to publish your drawing, you want to print your drawing. Now, then these tools aligned here from here to here are quick access toolbars. With the word quick, meaning you can get them in a jiffy, you can get them faster. So all these tools can be found in your application toolbar. You see, we have new here, you can see new here. You have open here, you can see open here. So it saves you stress from going to your application toolbar and clicking on this arrow before you get your commands. You can actually just go here and activate any of the commands. Then the arrow close to the share icon is called your customized quick access toolbar. Customized quick access toolbar. If this is where you can customize your quick access toolbar. You see all the ones that are being ticked here are the ones that are showing in this, they're the ones that are being displayed. So if I untick any of them, they will automatically go up. I hope I'm audible enough. Okay, then after that we have what we call our ribbon. We have what we call our ribbon, if you can recall from our last class, starting from this drawing panel down to this view. They are all our ribbons. They are called ribbons, but the ribbons now are being broken into different panels. We have the draw panel, we have the modify panel, we have the annotation panel, we have the layout panel, and the rest of it. Okay, then we moved to what we call viewport controls, the view control, and the visual style controls. So the viewport, it says it provides from if you leave your mouse around it, you will see the definition will pop out for you. It says it provides access to multiple viewport configuration, several viewport tools, and the display options of the current viewport in a layout. Simply put, it gives you several positions for you to view your screen. So you can have double screen, you can have more than 2, you can have 3 screens, you can have 4 screens. So we can try it. Click on it, and then you go to viewport configuration list, where you can see your 2 vertical, because we are on single. You have 2 vertical, you have 2 horizontal, you have 3 rights, and the rest of it. So you can click on any one you want. Let's say we click on 3 horizontal. Now you see it, they have splitted our screen in 3 different parts, and the format is 3 horizontal. So whatever we are designing here will automatically appear here and appear here. So what is the essence of splitting your screen? In the sense that if I'm drawing using the top view here, I can actually switch my view, my side view from here, and make it back view, and I switch here and make it front view. So whatsoever I am drawing as the top view here, this side will be showing that object using the back view, and this side will be showing the object showing the front view. So that is the beauty of splitting your screen, so that if as you're drawing, you're seeing different sides at the same time. So if you want to go back to your single screen, wherever of the screen that is splitted is being activated, you can see is this one that is being highlighted. So you just go back to that place we went to, which is viewport controls, click on it, and then you go back to your viewport configuration list and go back to single. So that is that for that. Then we have our view controls. Says it provides access to standard and custom views and 3D projections. So you have opportunity of having different side views, whereby you have your top view, you have your bottom view, you have your left view, you have your right view, you have your front view, back view. So those views are for basically 3D drafting. So your SW isometric, which is southwest, is for your 3D modeling, whereby your view will be facing the southwest. And then we have SE isometric, which is the southeast. So we have the NE, which is the northeast and the northwest. So if you go back to the definition, it says the definition says provides access to standard and custom views and 3D projections. So the 3D projections are the southwest isometric, southeast isometric, northeast, and northwest. Then we have what we call visual style controls. This is where you can change your visual style. You can change your visual style. At this moment, we are using 2D wireframe because we are working on 2D. So when we treat on 3D in our advanced class, we subscribe for our advanced class. That is when we can be able to navigate on other of these options where we have conceptual, we have hidden, realistic, shaded with edges. So these other ones are for 3D views. So you can be able to make your work more realistic, look more real. Okay. So this open space here is our workspace. Is our workspace. And then this cube here is your view cube. If you can recall, talked about it on Monday. This is your view cube. Same thing that happens here. The same thing of navigating your views, your side views. That is how you can be able to navigate it here too. As you can see, what is here is top view because it's what is ticked here. So if I change it automatically to bottom view, or I change it to left view, you see everything is changing, and then you can also change it here too. So it's front view and then right view. You see everything is, you can change it from this view cube. You can also change it from this other cube too. Now we also have a navigation bar. This is called navigation bar, where you have your navigation view, your palm, your zoom extent, and your orbits. So navigation view just comprises of everything that is in this navigation bar. You just click on it, the view will be pop out. You see the zoom that is here. It's still the same zoom that is here too. Orbits is still orbit that is here. Palm is still palm that is here. The only thing that is different from the rest is just this rewind. Rewind is just like your undo, like to go back to your previous commands and the rest. So when you're done using your view, you just click on the cancel sign there and it will go up. So your palm is used to adjust your drawing. You click on it. If you click on it, you'll see the hand of it showing like a hand. Use it when you activate it, you click on your mouse and just move your drawing, your workspace. It's used to, if there was a drawing here now, you'll have been able to adjust it to fit your workspace. Okay. Then your orbit is used to rotate the view in 3D space. So if you're working, most especially you're working in a 3D space, like your 3D workspace in your SW isometric view, and you're working on it and you want to see all the sides at the same time, you can just click on this orbit and it will rotate all the sides and you can see everything at the same time. So that's what it does. And this is your command bar. It has so many functions actually. You can be able to use it to type your commands. Like if you check here, it's what is written there. Type a command. You can be able to type your command, like for instance, you want to activate your line command, but probably it's stressful for you to start going here to activate it, or maybe you don't know exactly where that particular command is in your workspace. So instead of you to save your stress of looking for it, you can just come here and type it, and just type like 2 or 3 of the first letters and it will pop out for you. That's one of the function. And the second function, it gives you step-by-step guides on what to do whenever you activate any command. So if you activate your line command, it will tell you what to do. After you've done it, it will tell you the next thing to do, till you've gotten whatever you want and you press escape. Okay. And then it also indicates whenever you make errors. It will show you that you actually made error, and this is the error, like error code, this, that. That's also one of its functions too. And then this is your model. This is where we're working on. Then your layout. This is layout. Mostly used especially when you want to print out your works, your drawing, or your projects that you're done editing from here. You're done editing from your model and you want to print them out. You go to your layout. And then this is your status bar. From this place down to here, it's your status bar where you have your coordinates, your drawing coordinates. This is your X and Y axis. Because we are using 2D drafting, that is why it's just X and Y axis that is rolling. Then we have your model. Model is same as this model, which is what we are working on. Then you have your grid mode. Your grid mode, which can be activated, shortcut F7, or the full name is called display drawing grid. Display drawing grid. So this is just like showing your grid line. And you can recall that it was said that your AutoCAD is just like your graph. You can see what the line that is showing, just like the way your graph is. So if you want to turn off the grid lines, this is where you can be able to, once you turn this off, automatically the grid lines will go off. So if you turn it on, it will come on. And then we have our, what we call auto mode. Restrict cursor orthogonally. Short form to activate this is F8. This once it's been activated, all your lines will definitely be straight lines, either horizontal or vertical. So if you were to draw a line, a slanted line, and this is on, it won't be possible. You have to turn this off so that you can be able to draw your slanted lines. So these lines, this once it's turned on, all your lines are in 90 degrees, straight vertical, straight horizontal. We have polar tracking. I recall when Star was talking about this polar tracking very, very well. Said is used to track your grid lines, your angles, sorry, where you have your 45 degrees, 90 degrees, 135, and 180. Automatically, when you're tracking the angle, it will be, even if you're, let's say, activate the command now, and let me turn this off. You can see what I'm talking about. I can't go anything beyond vertical or horizontal. So, but if I turn it off now, you see, I can move all the way to anywhere I want. Now, the polar tracking, now, once it gets to the exact, we say if you check, the first angle is 45 degrees. So if you move your angle towards 45 degrees now, you will see it's tracking it. Okay, let me turn it on. If I turn it on and I move my angle to 45 degrees, you can see it. Let me zoom out so you see it properly. You see this other side is tracking it at 135, and you check, you see 135. The track is also tracked at 92. This is 180. It tracks at 135. It tracks at 90 degrees. When it's tracking, you see the green dotted lines. You can see the green dotted lines at it. And if you check the angle at it, you see it at 90 degrees. So that's for your polar tracking. Once it's turned on, it will be activated. We also have what we call ISO drafts. This is used to like change the position of your grid lines. Change the position of your grid lines. If you turn it on, you see Oh, can you guys hear me?
The time is 9 o'clock p.m.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. So if you turn it on, you see the grid line, when the direction of the grid line has changed, and it also have different direction. This is how this one is. So that's for your astrodraft. Then we have project snap tracking, and we have object snap tracking, and object snap tracking and object snap. So the two of them actually work hand in hand. The object snap tracking is used to track the object snap. So now what is object snap? Object snap are used object snap are they are kind of endpoints or points, different points in an object. You can see we have endpoints, we have midpoint, we have center, geometric center, quadrant of a circle, intersection, extension. So these are different points of an object which can be snapped using object snap. If I have a line now and I draw a line here and I want to snap at the center of this line, I just have to move around this, and then you will see this is it. This is my midpoint of this line. I don't need to start calculating and doing my math to be able to get a midpoint of the line. Object snap, once it is turned on, you can be able to get the midpoint, can get the endpoint and the rest of it. Now the object snap tracking now. This point now that I have snapped, I can track it. I can trace it to another direction. Once I snap it like this, I can trace it to another direction and draw something else at that particular point. So that is what the object snap tracking does. It tracks the object snap. Okay, I hope you understand the difference. Then we have line weight, which shows the thickness of a line. If I was to activate it, a line of 100, and this is not turned on, no matter how I increase the thickness of the line, it will also not show. Until this line weight is turned on, the thickness will still be neutral like this. Then we have what we call workspace switching, which is used to switch from your 2D drafting and annotation to 3D modeling. And then this is your customization. So everything here can be customized here. So everything that is showing here are the ones that are being ticked. So if the ones that are not necessary, you untick it. Not as if they are not important, but it's just going to be too much around here. Okay, so that is basically what we're being taught on Monday. And then we treated some examples. And we talked about our drawing tools. We talked about the line tool, the polyline, the circle, and the arc. The rectangle, and the polygon. I think that was where we stopped in our last class, whereby our line tool says once you activate it, to specify your first points. Remember what I said, that your command bar shows you step by step on what to do. It tells you what to do after activating a command. Now I've activated my line command, and now it's telling me to specify my first point. So I can specify any points of my choice, and automatically it will tell me what's next to do, which is what to specify my next point. So I specify my next point, and it will still continue telling me to specify until I'm done specifying. When I'm done specifying, I will just have to click on escape. Then we talked about our polyline, which is the same with our line 2. The only difference is the different entities. Like if I should draw a line like this and I skip, you notice that the line are separate entities. It can be highlighted or edited one after the other. But the polyline 2 now, they are together. They are together. That's the difference between the polyline and the line 2. Then we treated on circle. Whereby we have different ways and different pattern of drawing your circle. You have your center radius, you have your center diameter, you have 2 points, and you have 3 points. So I think we treated on center radius. So depending on what was given to you, depending on what parameters was given to you, if you are given the center of a circle and the radius of a circle, you can go ahead and use center radius. If you are given the center of a circle and the diameter of a circle, you can go ahead and use center diameter. If you're just given 2 points directions, that's, let's say for instance, they said you should use this point and this point to create a circle. You can go ahead and use a 2 points. So let's just use one of it. Let's say we have 2 points. So you click on the first point, click on the second point, and automatically we've created our circle. Then we move to our arc. Still the same, we have different ways of drawing our arc. We have the 3 points arc. We have the start center end, start center angle, start center length, start end angle, start end direction, start end radius, start center, start end, center starts angle, and the rest of it. It just depends, like I said, depend on the parameters given to you. Now let's use the start center angle. Let's just say this is our starting. Remember, follow your command bar. It says specify your start point of arc. Let's say this is our start point and it says specify the center point of the arc. And then we say 1000 is the center point, press enter. And then it says specify endpoint of the arc. Now this is our endpoint and we click on it. And then this is our arc. You can see, so that is how to draw your arc. Once you're given all your parameters, you activate the parameters and you're good to go. Then we also treated rectangle and polygon. We treated rectangle. Once you click on it, it says specify the first corner point. You specify any corner point, specify the second corner point, and then you specify, and automatically you've drawn your rectangle. Okay. So then we treated polygon. Now we have 2 types of polygon. We have the inscribed polygon and the circumscribed polygon. So if you leave your cursor as it's the definition will pop out. It says you create an equilateral closed polygon. You can specify the different parameters of the polygon, including the number of sides, the difference between the inscribed and the circumscribed options is shown. So the inscribed now is the polygon that is inside the circle, meaning in, with the word inscribed. But the polygon is inside, and circumscribed, the polygon is outside. But they are still, both of them are the same numbers that are used to create them. So if they use like the radius is 20, both of them 20 radius, and the difference will be shown. So let's try it. Now let's just try to replicate what is shown here. We draw 2 different circles. Let's use our center radius to draw this now, because we are working on radius. So we specify our center and then we specify our radius. Let's just say our radius is 4,500. Then you press enter. This is the first circle. Then the second circle, which you are still using center radius, you specify your first point and specify the radius to be 4,500. Then you press enter. So these are two different circles with the same radius. Now we go to our polygon and activate it. Once it's been activated, the first thing here in your command bar is polygon, enter number of sides. Let's say the number of sides we are going to use, let's just put 8 and we press enter. Now they said specify center of the polygon, and we are going to use the center of our circle as the center of our polygon. Then you click on it. Then the next one is enter the option. Do you want it inscribed or circumscribed? So we are going to go with the first option, which is inscribed. And now the next thing now is to what? Specify radius of the circle. Remember, we use 4,500 to 4,500 radius to draw our circle. So that's the same radius we use. 4,500. Then you press enter. So you can see we activated the inscribed polygon, and you see the polygon is inside the circle using the same radius. Now let's still use the same radius to activate the circumscribed polygon. The first thing after activating, select the number of sizes. It's 8. You press enter. Center, you use the center of the circle. Remember, you see the way the center just appeared because of what? The object snap is turned on, and center of a circle is being activated. If I turn this off, even if the object snap is on and I turn that center off and I activate my command, I will look for the center. I'm going to revolve around this circle, look for the center, and it won't show. It will not show. I will now start doing calculation thereabout. So I have to turn this on, the center on, and my object snap has to be what? On. Now you see the function of object snap. It's so easy for us to be able to get the center of a circle, quadrant of a circle, and the rest of it. Very, very easy. Once I revolve, okay, I activate my side first, and then say specify. Once I revolve, I've not specified the center. Let's start again. Activate my side. So once I revolve around it, automatically the sign of center will just show. If I move close to it, you see it's center. So I'm going to specify my center as the center. Then we're using circumscribed, and then it specify radius of circle, which is 4,500. Then press enter. Now you see it. You see that the polygon is outside the circle, which is was circumscribed. I hope that was pretty clear. Now we moved over to center ellipse. So this is ellipse, where we have different ways of drawing our ellipse. Just as we have different ways of drawing your arc, different ways of drawing your circle. We also have different ways of drawing your ellipse. Using your center, you can draw your ellipse. Your axis end, you can draw an ellipse. Then we have something different, which is what? Elliptical arc. It's an arc, but in the shape or a form of what? An ellipse. So we are going to try the center and the elliptical arc. So you said create an ellipse using a specified center point. Clicking on it, select specify center of what? An ellipse. Let's say this is is our center. Select the endpoint. This is our endpoint, and then the distance. Now see it. The distance, meaning the shape of it. So let's just leave it here. You have automatically drawn our ellipse. Is that using? Now, elliptical arc, you activate it. It says specify axis endpoints. Okay, you can specify any point as you ask. You specify any points at all, except you've been given a specific instruction to do. So you specified first axis points. Now it says specify the other endpoints. Let's say these are other endpoints. Now the distance, which is the shape of the ellipse. This is our shape. Now it says specify the what? The angle. From where do you want to cut it from? Let's say we are cutting it from here. Now you see, meaning if you can see the screen very well, you see that you started cutting it from here. And once it gets here, it can't be a full ellipse. It has to be half because it's an arc. And an arc is not a full circle. Okay, so once you just keep it, depending on where you are, let's say we are dropping it here. And then this is our ellipse. Elliptical arc, sorry, rather. Elliptical arc. Then we have what we call, if you click on the arrow beside the last command on our draw panel, we have what we call hash tool, gradient tool, and our boundary. If you move your mouse towards the command, the definition will pop out, which states it fills an enclosed area or selected object with a hash pattern or fill. It fills an enclosed area or selected object with a hash pattern or fill. Take note of the enclosed area. It means that as this area is enclosed now, it will fill it with a hash pattern. Okay, so once we activate it now, as you activate it, you see where they wrote pattern, and you click on the arrow under it, you'll be able to get difference of this pattern. This is where architects and civil engineers get most of their designs from, like the wall, block work, and you can see this is looking like a block wall. Okay. And then we also have design of a roof. So this is where you can get all that from. So depending on what you want, since we are just practicing, you can just click on the colors. Now let's use this color. And then under the properties, you can be able to still edit whatever you've chose. So this is blue color mixing with yellow. You can actually change it. You want yellow and red. You want any different color, just click on the arrow. Click on this arrow. You can be able to change the first color and click on the second arrow to change the second color. Or if you just want one color, you don't want two colors to be mixed, you just want it to be blue, you can actually change the yellow to blue. Then the transparency, if it's too thin, you can increase it, and the rest of it. So after activating it, then you go to the enclosed area. Now you see this is enclosed. That is why it's showing here. This also other side is enclosed. But this half arc only here, you see that it's covered the full polygon. Only this arc, it's not, if from this point now where my arrow is down to this point, it's not enclosed, it's not close to it, so it will not activate. Or let's say this place now, this particular place where this line and this line is, I want to activate it from here. If I click on it, it will not activate as long as the color is not even showing that I'm revolving around it. To tell you that it is not what enclosed. But if I revolve around here, you see it's the color is showing them, meaning that that particular place is enclosed. Here is enclosed. Here is enclosed. So once you've gotten the one that once you suit your prescription, you just have to click on it, meaning you have activated it. Once you click on it, you click on close hash creation, or you click on your escape tool. Now that is for your hash tool. Then we have gradient tool. They are both they have the same function. It fills an enclosed area or selected object with a gradient fill. That one is hash fill. This is gradient fill. It has the same properties, actually, the same patterns. Most of them are the same. So whatever you can't find in hash, you find in gradients. Whatever you can find in hash, you find in gradients. You have the gravel here, you have grass, and the rest of it. Yeah. Clicking on it and click on an enclosed area and you press on it, then you press escape or your hash creation, and then automatically it has been activated. Now the last command on your draw panel is your boundary. Is what we call boundary. So it said it creates a region or a polyline from an enclosed area. Remember what polylines are, right? Remember what polylines are. Polylines are like lines, but the difference is that they are what's connected. They are connected together. So that is what it means here. It creates a polyline, meaning if you have different lines joined together, but they are just like you use a line to draw a square. Let's use a line to draw a square now. Let me turn on my auto mode and I use a line to draw a rectangle or a square or thereabouts. You see how I just tracked my endpoint to be able to get this point. Let me Control Z it. I'm trying to make sure this line is at the same point to this one. I just moved to where the point is, where the snap is, which is the end point, and I tracked it towards my other angle. And you see the green dot. It has snapped that end point for me. I just have to click and move it to the end point of the line. Now, I use my line tool to draw this now. Now, I want to convert them to polyline, meaning I want all of them to be connected. So if I highlight one of it, I will automatically be highlighting all of them at the same time. So this is where your boundary command comes in place. It said it creates a region or a polyline from an enclosed area. Still record the enclosed. Still take note of the enclosed area, meaning they have to be connected, like they have to be closed. Just as the way it has to be enclosed for the hash command to work or the graded command to work. So as what the object has to be closed for the boundary command to work. So activating the boundary now, it says object type, do you want it to be a polyline or a region? So you click on polyline and click OK. Now it said what? Pick internal point. So this is my internal point now. I click on it and then I press. As I click on it, you see that the corners were highlighted. So I just have to press enter. And it says what? Boundary created one polyline. Now let's go and highlight it. So you see, I just highlighted one of the line and the whole lines were highlighted together. So automatically this has converted to what? A polyline. Look at it. Polyline. So that is the function of your boundary. Now, in our next class, which is on Friday, we treat on our modification tools, modify tool, which is also known as editing tool. So all the commands we've been able to understand or know in our draw panel: the line, the polyline, the circle, the arc, the rectangle, polygon, ellipse, and the hash, gradient, and boundary. All those commands, they can be edited using your modify tool. So in your modify tool, we have the move, the copy, the stretch, the rotate, the mirror, the scale, the trim. In the trim, you have trim and extend. You have fillet, chamfer, and blend curve. We have arrays: rectangular array, part array, polar array. We have erase tool, we have explode, and we have offset. So we are going to treat all that on Friday, come Friday. Now let's try some examples. I hope everyone can hear me. I was not talking to myself all this while. Okay, we have our first example. Please, if you can take a screenshot of it, let's try it. We have what's it? We have 48 going to 42, 20, 10, 50, 30, 18. Now, if you have taken a screenshot of it, hope you can see the screen. Hope you all can see my screen. Okay, going back to our AutoCAD. I'm sure everyone can see my screen now, and I'm sure everyone has screenshotted the example we are going to try now. Now, activating your command, your line command. So let's take the first step, which is the distance is 48. Now, before drawing anything, try to activate your units and your drawing limits. Please let me delete this. Now, you just type UN and you see the unit will pop out. You click on it, then you decide on the type you want, so which is decimal, and then the precision you want is 0.0.0000. So let's leave it as whole number, and then the unit type to use millimeter. And after you're done editing, you just press OK. So we have set our units. Now the drawing limit. Why are you setting your drawing limit? Because AutoCAD workspace, it's very big, broad, like it's still infinity. I can continue zooming this and zooming this and zooming this and zooming this, and it will continue going. So imagine those my drawings that were here before, and I continue zooming it. You will see that they will become very tiny. You become very tiny. So AutoCAD workspace is unlimited. So you have to be the one to define your workspace so that whatever you type there will be visible for you. Imagine you have a workspace of 1 million and you're drawing a line of just 10 mm. It will just think inside. You start looking for your line. So you have to set your drawing limits. Now, after creating your units, now you just have to type on VR to show your drawing limit. So you type limit, LI. Look at the limit there. So once you click on LI limit, it says specify lower left corner. So your lower left corner is your origin, which is 0,0. After pressing that, you press enter. Then to activate the next command, which is what? Specify upper right corner. Now the right corner, depending on what you are to draw. Now if you check the example we are to start with, we have the highest there. If you check the example we have to start with, the highest there is I think 46, 50. 50 is the highest. 50 is the highest. Yes, 50 is the highest. So we have to use 50. So either you use 50 or okay, let's just use 60. Let's use 60. So 60, 60 and press enter. So after specifying this, you just go to your zoom extent and zoom it to its maximum. Once you click on it, so you see I've zoomed my workspace to its maximum. You see, if you check on the coordinates, drawing coordinates, you see there it is 64.3. So now whatsoever I draw here, be it if it's 10 mm, 20 mm, it will be so visible here. You see that it's very, very big, like it's very, very close. You notice that even the grid lines are no longer showing again because of how close it is now. If I zoom out now, you see the grid lines are still showing. So that's it. Now let's continue. Let's move. So you activate your line, and then the first is 46. You specify this point and click on 46 as the distance. You press enter. Then you turn off your auto mode because there are slanted lines here. And then this, if you check in the object, the slanted line have an angle of 144 degrees and the length is 42. So how do we get that? How do we type in the length and also type in the angle? Now, this box now that is being highlighted now is for the length. You type in your length, which is 42. We have typed in the length. Now to type your degree, which is the other box at the other side, you just have to click on your tab and automatically your degree box is being highlighted. Now you put in the degree or the angle, which is 144. Then you press enter. Now you see, is that what 144? 144 is the degree. Okay. The 144 is the opposite of it. So let's use our length of 42 and then let's use degree of 45 instead. Then we'll press enter. Now the next one, you can turn on the auto mode. Next is your distance of 20. Distance of 20 and you press enter. You move again to a distance. Now the full distance is 50 and the other one is 30. Automatically it will be 50 minus 30, which is what? 20. Now type in your 20, you press enter. Going up, the height is 10. You press enter. The other side is 30. Press enter. You come down to 18. You press enter. Come down to 44. 44. Press enter. Come down to 18.34. Press enter. Then we also have a slant again. F8 to change to auto mode. We have another slant again. But before the slant, let's just start from here instead. Go to your line command and start from here and use F8. Then the distance is 9.9.78. Press enter. Then you can now slant it towards this other side. Make it seamless. So automatically, you've been able to get this easy peasy. Do we understand? Hope you all can hear me. If you can hear me, type I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. So let's continue. Now, we also have the next example is this. Okay. Please take a screenshot of it so that we can work on this. Take a screenshot of it. Have we all taken a screenshot of it? Now let's go to our AutoCAD and try it. We've taken a screenshot of it, right? Okay. Now let's use that our palm tool. Just click on the palm and adjust this our drawing and move it towards the side because we want to create space for the next drawing. Escape. So the highest length there is 6. Sorry, 10. The highest length there is 10. Let's try it. Okay. If you click on the line tool, you draw the first, this other side, F8 for auto mode. You draw this other side, which is 6. You type your 6 and press enter. Now you see 6 is tiny because the drawing limit we set for that other one was 50. Oh, sorry, rather 60. We set 60 and we are using 6. You can see that's the reason why it was tiny. So you just have to zoom it in, but it's not too far from it. That's why we still have to continue. Just have to zoom it in. And then you move, the length of this other one is 10. type in your 10, press enter, and then it's a square. It's a square, yes. So it's still going to be 6 here, and it's going to be 10 here. So either you type the 10 or you just activate it. See, even in the box, it's being highlighted 10. It's being highlighted 10. So you just activate it and you press enter. So we have drawn our square. Now, what we have to draw is the one in between it. So first off, the distance from here to the next one. There is something here that if we are supposed to treat on Friday, but we'll just have to just work on it. I'll just recap on it. Then on Friday, we talk about it more, which is the fillet too. Because or you can use, okay, we'll use polyline instead. Now, back to what I was saying. From this line, from the distance between this line to the next line is 0.5. Now, you just have to create and type in 0.5 and press enter. So now this is the distance. And again, we're not given we just cut it short. No, from here to here is 6. So half of 6 is 3, right? So we start our line from this half here and connect it to this place so that we can have a distance. We'll start here, then since this is 3 and this is 3, let's say here should be 1.5. Then draw another line and use 1.5 and press enter. So we've gotten this other line. The other side of it, still the same thing. We are still going to use till 0.5 as the distance between it. We still go to and click on 0.5 as the distance and press enter. After pressing enter, you see activate your line. And from here to here is 5, right? So we're going to use it's 10. So the midpoint is 5. Let's say we use 2.5 and 2.5. 2.5. Then we activate the line command again, starting from the end point and still use 2.5. Press enter. Okay, I think this other one is more far from it. Let's increase this other one to 3.5. 3.5. 3.5. Yes, 3.5. So let's use 3.5 or 4. Let's just use 4. Okay, sorry. Click on it and then use 4. This is okay. It's closer. Then we use here 4 again. Let's use 3.5 and see the difference between the two of them. 3.5. Okay. We're going to use 3.5. We're using 3.5, 3.5. Enter. So we have gotten this other side. You do the same thing for this other side, just like that. You go to your line. 0.3, that's the distance. You go to your line and use, this time around we use 1.5. Let's use 2. Enter. We use 2, enter. We do the same thing here. We should have used a shortcut, for since we've not treated that, we just use what you treated already. Then go here, which is 3.5, 3.5, then 3.5. Then this other one, we use 2. So let's use 2 instead. Activate our line. Use 2. Then we use 2. Typing it. Now we can go ahead and delete this reference line. Remember, this was our reference line for us to get the distance between the two lines. And go ahead and delete it. So we deleted our reference line. Now it's for us to draw the arc. Now let's use our arc. They gave us diameter, which is diameter 1. Okay, so clicking, let's use start end radius. Then specify our starting points, specify the end point, and now to specify the radius. Specify the radius now. You know the radius here is 1, right? You check the drawing, the radius is 1, so you type in your 1 and press enter. Let's try it again. Specify start point, specify start point. And if your direction is changing like this, press on your control key to change the direction. Then you put your 1. So you type in the 1. You just have to correct it. Okay. Then you continue use your arc and do the same thing here, from here to here, and then your radius is 1. You use 1. You do the same thing for this other side, here, here, and then your radius. Your radius is 1. You should have just used fillet to fillet that. So since we've not treated fillet to, you just have to work on what we treated.
Okay, why the instructor is teaching? The attendance form has been dropped. The attendance form has been dropped with the comments chat box. So if that's about that, please
Okay.
fill the attendance form.
I think this is mostly used. Let's just use our start and our 3 points. Get that. Our first point, second point, and then the last point, which is 1. You can just edit this. Edit it to get our desired point. Edit it again. This is better. Now we do the same thing for this side. We're going to still do this particular example using our fillet on Friday. Okay. We're going to still use the same example to fit our fillets when we are talking about fillets in the modification tool. So we just maneuvered our way in getting this because the way we'll have used was the fillet, like I said. So we are going to do this again. Now the next to work with is the circles. Okay. In radius of 1. Now we are going to use diameter, center diameter to get our circle. Center diameter to get our circle. Now the first circle there is 0.6, 0.6. Press enter. Then you activate your circle again, use the center, then the next one is 1. The diameter is 1. Sorry about that. Center diameter. Specify the diameter. Radius. Which is 1. Exactly. So we do the same thing for the next one. For the center, we use 0.6, 0.6. We use 0.6, 0.6. Press enter. You go back again, specify the center, and use 1. So you do the same thing for the other side. This is 0.6, 0.6. Enter. And use 1. So we are going to adjust this because of the arcs are not properly, they are not in the same shape. You do the same thing, use 0.6, 0.6, then you use 1. Then use 1. Okay, after you've done that, then you draw the big circle. The big circle has a radius of 2. So we are going to use center radius. Now we're going to track from the midpoint of this line and the midpoint of this line to get our center. Now you can see this is our center point of the 2 lines. You just click on there and then use radius of 2 and press enter. So we have gotten a big circle and then the rectangle, the last one, which is the rectangle. And we use the distance. The distance is 1.2. So you can use rectangle or you use your polyline. The distance is 1.2. And then the height is 1.2 and the distance is 5.2. Tracking this line. Okay, this is the center. Okay. Activate here and then turn on your F8 and then you type in your 5.2. 5.2, you press enter and the distance is 1.2. You press enter. Do the same thing there. You track this and you track this. And you escape. So this is automatically what is being there. Then you trim out this place and this place. So in our next class, we will use our fillets to get the shape of this arc very well. And then we use our trim tool in our modifying tool to trim out this space and this space. So any question? Any question? Now for your assignment, I hope you can see my screen. We will try this because I remember in our last class we treated, okay. We'll try this or we will try this. Try this as your assignment and then.
You can't see your screen. You have to share that particular page.
Okay. Okay. I was asking the other time if you can see this thing. So we are going to redo what we just did in this class, which is this. And then we are going to try this also. We are going to try this and then redo this one and redo this one. Have you taken screenshot of this? I've taken screenshot of what we did and then the screenshot of this one. Okay. If you are done taking screenshots, I would like to attend to questions and then I answer them. Any question?
Hello. So is it possible for you to send this
Okay,
images
to
in
the
the
group
code
chat.
direct? Yeah.
Yes, I can. I will do that.
Okay, that's
Mm,
good.
okay, no problem.
Okay, so a brief info for those of you that are still on this call. Um, like I said in the previous class, do your assignments, create the post, make a post for LinkedIn, use the correct hashtag, and make sure you tag REnT limited on your post. And I also said that this is going to be an introductory class. Not everything that is contained in AutoCAD will be taught here, but we are going to go deep into it, just like we have been doing in first and second class. Um, Due to the fact that we are partnering with APWEN Bayelsa chapter, we have reduced the advanced class fee to 35,000 against 130. So for those of you that are interested, we are just taking 10% from this training. So we have about 150 persons registered. We are just picking only 10 that will participate in the advanced class. And the advanced class is starting from the 12th of January 2026 next year. So you have now till December to be among that lucky 10. We will only make this announcement on the call. So if you are interested, start making your payments now against the for the advanced class. So if we get 10 persons this night that make payments for the advanced class, we are no longer accepting any other person for that. So our next class is going to be on Friday, 8:30 p.m. And we're also going to touch some more critical tools in AutoCAD and do more exercises. Okay, so if you have any question, you can drop a question on the comment section. We are going to take 3 minutes for that. After 3 minutes, we call it a day. Okay, Shoko, you can continue if you have any. That's it.
So, do we have any question?
I've checked the comment section. No question for now, but we'll leave that open to uh,
Okay,
10, 5 minutes after 10 if we don't get
sorry,
this.
sorry.
I said the time is 3 minutes after 10. We are going to leave
Okay,
the question session open up till 05, like 5 minutes after 10. If we don't
okay,
get started in the next 2 minutes, we assume no one has a question. Okay. So, but I feel what we address is is good enough, very easy to understand. So if there's no question for that, I totally understand because you did justice to AutoCAD.
thank you very much, sir.
Okay, so for those of you who might have questions in the future, we have we created a WhatsApp group, assignment and Q&A. So you can always ask your question there. Okay, someone said, just the same way you watch YouTube, you click on that setting icon and you increase the video quality. you are watching at maybe 240 or 117, I guess, 144 rather. So you can increase it to 360 or 480p video quality. Okay, for those of you that want to download AutoCAD free version, you can go on YouTube, just type how to download AutoCAD free version, and the processes are there, the steps in getting free version of AutoCAD. We can't promote pirated software for now, for this training. So you just have to go online and search for free version. Or you can also go to AutoCAD website and download the trial version. They have 30 days trial version. And they also have student version, which is 1 year. So all you just need to do is go to YouTube and look for videos on how to get the 30 days trial or how to get the 1 year student version. That's it. Okay, this is 6 minutes after 10 already. Thank you all for participating in today's class. We are going to see tomorrow, same time on YouTube, 8:30 to 10 p.m. Thank you and have a good night, guys.